Hello, my name is Leslie Emery. In 1977, I published a book with Dr. Niles Van Hoosen and Jim Miller, in which we proposed that the hooves of wild horses living in the types of environments where the species evolved be considered as the best model of hoof health and function, by which we could evaluate the health of domestic hooves. A primary aspect of that natural shape is the well-rounded, smooth radius around the hoof wall's bearing surface, often called the Mustang roll. However, creating that all-important form on domestic hooves can be very challenging indeed, especially when the standard hoof trimming tools have flat cutting and rasping surfaces. Thus, I have spent 25 years experimenting with tools that could improve our ability to sculpt the domestic hoof into the most healthy and durable form nature made possible. At long last, I am satisfied I can present you with tools for this purpose, tools that not only make the professional trimmer's job faster and more precise, but enable horse owners to perform essential hoof maintenance that does not require special skills. I invite you to take a look and see what you think. This unique new tool is made to finish and maintain the Mustang roll by sculpting the radius around the outer edge of the hoof wall. Its durable plastic handle holds a perforated planing blade that shaves rather than scrapes hoof horn like a standard rasp. It fits in your palm and is pushed by the heel of your hand. The handle is shaped to provide you with finger grooves for a firm, comfortable grip. The blade of the radius rasp is curved, allowing you to smoothly round and contour the hoof wall without creating any sharp edges. The width of the blade enables you to work it across the wall as you pass it around the hoof. This tool fits comfortably in both the right and the left hand. The radius rasp also comes with a strong magnet in the handle that attaches it to your hoof stand for convenient storage and carrying. Finger grooves on both sides and the end give you firm control over the tool. As you work it around the hoof wall, whether you are using your right hand or your left. The arc of the blade is designed to facilitate rounding of the outer wall, as well as the mid-wall and also the sole aspect of the wall. Again, the sole surface, the mid-wall, and the outer wall. By making multiple strokes across as well as around the wall, the arc of the roll is blended into a smooth, continuous radius. This spiraling motion is increased around the toe to widen the radius or roll where the wall is thickest. Switching hands allows you to work forward from each heel toward the toe. You can also pull the rasp towards you. Use your fingers to check for any ridges, edges, or flat spots as you sculpt in the roll. When you are done using it, simply touch it to your hoof stand and its magnet firmly attaches it at the ready. The stainless steel planing blade of the radius rasp is so sharp that when it's new it can grab the hoof wall at first, so feather it rather than force it. The more you use it, the smoother it shaves the hoof horn. This shaving action is what gives a superior finish to the hoof wall, helping to resist fractures and flares. To remove the blade for replacement, hold the handle in one hand, grasp the end of the front edge of the blade with the pliers, and pull straight back. To seat a new blade, slide one edge into the blade groove on the right side of the handle, with the pointed ends of the blade toward the closed ends of the grooves. Next, firmly press with your fingers or thumbs on the opposite side of the blade till it snaps into the other groove. Be sure you seat the blade with the cutting teeth oriented upward. Also, check to see that the entire edge of the blade is seated in its groove. If the blade protrudes to the front end of the handle, tap it on a block of wood to seat it against the closed ends of the blade grooves. The radius rasp is not only easier to use than a flat rasp, it creates exceptional results. It produces the perfect finish for a professional trim. Just as important, it allows horse owners for the first time to perfectly maintain the Mustang roll between visits from their hoof care practitioner. And that effort can make all the difference between a horse that has to wear boots and one that goes barefoot on the rocks. Not to mention the fact that it fits in your pocket. After you have sculpted the contours of the Mustang roll using the radius rasp, the hoof buffer flexible sander gives it the most uniformly smooth and blended surface possible. This tool consists of a specially sized resin-backed sanding belt and an expandable handle frame that allows you to adjust the tension of the belt. With the belt tightened, the hoof buffer is easily gripped for rounding and smoothing the wall from heel to toe, either one-handed or two. Quickly removing horn while flexing slightly to follow the contours of the Mustang roll. You can sand both flat and curved surfaces and even round sharp edges by moving it in an arc. You can brace the hoof against your leg with one hand while sanding, or use a crossover grip to steady it. As with the radius rasp, the hoof buffer sander works well in either hand, or in both hands. Using it with a hoof stand gives you a better view of the hoof's outer wall as you seek to blend the Mustang roll seamlessly into the surface of the wall itself. The hoof buffer comes with a wrench for tightening or loosening the sanding belt. Adjust the belt so it barely flexes under pressure. A loose belt is less efficient. Rotating the turnbuckle with the wrench loosens the belt for repositioning or replacement. Belts will last longer if they are routinely rotated around the handle after several horses. A wire brush works well to keep the belt free from dirt. The hoof buffer is the perfect companion for the radius rasp, but it also works well on its own for weekly maintenance of the Mustang roll. Thus, it is an important addition to the barefoot horse owner's grooming kit. There's no doubt that the hoof knife is an essential tool for removing excess sole horn, but the knife is often unsatisfactory as a tool for sculpting the concavity of the sole into the flowing contours of a healthy solar dome. The concaving rasp has been designed specifically for this task. It is shaped to fit into both wide and narrow concavities, while providing a variety of grips to maximize your leverage when you work different parts of the sole. The rasp also has a flat point for scraping the commissures and the white line. Its rounded ends excavate smaller areas, while the flatter middle shaves a broader arc. Depending on where you grip the rasp, it can be operated with a straight drawing pull or more of a digging rocking motion, using either one or two hands. The flatter midsection sculpts the wider curves of the solar dome. The rounded ends carve the deeper pockets and corners. The rasp point has a wider edge for scraping and a narrower edge for clearing crevices. The rasp sculpts the sole concavity in a scooping rocker motion, applying one end, the middle, then the other end. This basic motion can be made in short, quick pulls, using all or only part of the rasp, and done with a sideways thrust to cover more area. The rasp allows you to smoothly blend sole, commissures, and bars, and it effectively cleans crevices. A wire brush is useful in keeping the teeth of the rasp clean and effective. The concaving sole rasp will expand your ability to shape and therefore improve the function of the equine hoof.